Hello, thank you for joining us on this episode of Sports Bets for Free. My name is Scott Jenkins, your host, just a local sports bettor here in Phoenix, Arizona. And hopefully today with our bets and your bets, it's going to be another profitable day. Happy Cinco de Mayo. May the 4th be with you. Wasn't that great? Cinco de Mayo, we expect to be much better in this one here. If you're new to our show, first of all, I forgot to tell you, Major League Baseball is where this episode is going to be going over. If you're new to our show, first of all, welcome. Secondly, we do fade or follow 4 teams in the major leagues: Dodgers, Cubs, Royals, and Orioles. All of our bets will be in those 4 particular games, but we will give you plays throughout the lineup. Or I should say the whole Major League card. A little shorter slate on Monday as normal. We only 3 of our 4 teams in action today. 6:41 Eastern time we'll get started. All night games. Dodgers, and they're going to be a bullpen game for the Dodgers against Alcantara and the Marlins. Dodgers finally lose a game. Only putting up 3 runs was the reason why. When this team scores 5, do they lose? No. Just keep that in mind. So if you don't want to take some of these big juice ones and you like them to win, they're probably going to score 5 runs to do so. Dodgers are about $1.70 favorite already in this game, even though Alcantara on the other side. Now, Alcantara has had rough go, and he had a rough start out in L.A. As well in this one. Marlins, let's be honest here, they're not fighting for a playoff spot. They do have some nice pieces. Xavier Edwards, I think, is a nice piece. I really like Stowers and Norby, who they got from Baltimore last year, in order to give up Trevor Rogers, who was a waste of space. But Baltimore giving up on 2 prospects that they could definitely use now as they're running through a bunch of injuries on the offensive side of the ball. But, I mean, you can't play 12 young guys when you only field an 8, right? So I understand some of it there. You know, they needed to make a run last year. They were in a spot. But, Stowers would be a nice piece right now. 6 home runs, hell, that's probably damn near leading the Orioles in homers. So on that one there. Anyway, enough about that trade last year. That was one of the dumbest trades I've ever seen. Anyway, Marlins at home in this one. We still like the Dodgers in this spot, even though coming off a loss against the Braves. They had multiple opportunities to get out of that. If it wasn't for Austin Riley, Austin Riley had 2 2-run homers for the Braves on Sunday. That was their only 4 runs against the Dodgers. Dustin May gave up both of those. Anyway, we do in this Dodgers-Marlins game, Dodgers money line minus 1.5, 2.5, 3.5 on the run line. Dodgers over 5.5 team total. 5.5. It's a bundle, but they should. I assume they're going to score quite a few runs down in Miami in this series. Dodgers minus a half a run first 3, 5, and 7 innings. Mookie Betts, Will Smith. 2 hitters, same 6 bets apiece. Home run, double, over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases, and 2+ hits. Next game up on the board, Guardians and the Nationals. Nationals do get a win with Mackenzie Gore at home, against the Reds. Take 2 out of 3 in that set. 6:46 Eastern time. This game back in D.C. Jake Irvin against Ortiz. Let's see here. We got slight favor for the Guardians. They're almost $1.20 favor. About even money for the Nats. I'll be really honest here. The Nats, one thing they can do a little bit better than the Guardians is hit the ball in this one. I really honestly like the Nats in this spot. Plus a half a run front 5. Plus 1.5 for the game. Also, Nationals over team total of 4. Should be 4.5 in that game as well. I think it's an excellent way to go. James Wood over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. All kinds of available bets they're in that Nationals Guardians game. Next game up, Padres Yankees in New York. Tampa Bay took the last 2 out of 3 as the Yankees can't score. Carlos Rodon, Nick Pivetta in this one. The Padres have a hard time scoring as well. I mean, the most runs they put up in the whole series against the Pirates was 4, and that was on Sunday. They sweep that series, headed to New York. Total in this game, 7.5. Yankees about a $1.40 favorite. Under 4.5 front five is going to be a little juicy. I'd still play under 3.5 front five if you want to save a little bit on the juice here. Total at 7.5. Both teams are struggling to score ridiculously. Under 7.5 in this game. I think we get a 3-2 game, maybe even a 4-3 game on the outside. But the way the Yankees and Padres are going, not going to score a lot of runs unless they're hitting homers. Don't see that happening much in this game here with Pivetta and Rodon on the mound. Next game up, 7:16 Eastern time. Braves, Reds. So Braves win that Sunday night baseball game, take 1 out of 3 against the Dodgers at home. Now the Reds come to town. Smith shower for the Braves. The Reds need a little bit of a reset, I think. You know, the Nationals they had the better set of pitching matchups. Lodolo, who's been a stud for the Reds, pitched horribly. So, you know, they have one game where they're outmatched pitching-wise, and then the other game, their star, you know, Hunter Green pitched well. Lodolo just didn't pitch well, and therefore they lose that game. But they're a plus 20 dog here. Braves about a $1.40 favorite. Brady Singer's pitched well for the Reds. I like the Reds plus a half a run front five here, plus 1.5 for the game in that one. Does the Braves continue to struggle to score runs unless it's Austin Riley's been beating the ball up, but nobody else for the Braves really hitting the ball really well at all. Next game up, 4:41 Eastern time. Giants travel to Chicago. So Chicago, for some reason, puts up a donut on Sunday. The bullpen gives up, 2 of those runs did get charged to Shota. They shouldn't have. They should have left Shota in there to finish the 7th out. That game still would have been 0-0 in my opinion. Instead, Merriweather is god-awful with runners on base. He comes in, pass ball around the first, or wild pitch, and then allows a few more runs behind it. Shota gets charged the loss there. Cubs didn't do anything to help him out. Freddie Peralta dominated them except for Kyle Tucker, who had a couple hits. That lineup normally doesn't hit well against Freddie anyway, but Freddie Peralta has got some ridiculous ERA that he's never had, and whip. I mean, eventually that's going to fall off. Anyway, the Cubs, though, were strong in the first 2 games, scored 16 runs first 2 games of that series. So 16 runs in a 3-game series, a little over 5 per is actually pretty good. Now they go back home, and Boyd against Ralph here. Giants obviously played well against the Rockies, who hasn't so far this season. Hell, the Royals even swept them. Giants are, playing pretty decent ball. They were in a little bit of swoon until they played the Rockies. Everybody gets their confidence up going against them. Cubs are about a $1.40 favorite here. With Ralph pitching here, I'm surprised they weren't a $1.60 or so. Think a little bit of value here. Total's at 7.5. There might be a little bit of weather on Monday, so might want to read into that, watch that as well. I'm not seeing any wind, just some rain earlier in the day. We love the Cubs in this particular spot here. Cubs money line minus 1.5, 2.5, 3.5 on the run line. Cubs over 3.5 team total. Cubs minus a half a run first 3, 5, and 7 innings. Same 2 hitters as we had yesterday. Tucker, who did well, couple hits. Crow Armstrong, who didn't do so well. Same 6 bets apiece. Home run, double, over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases, 2+ hits. The Cubs, Crow Armstrong had a good series. Tucker, even when they were scoring a buttload of runs, Tucker wasn't doing anything. I'm a little, that total's a little low as well. Here's the difference between these 2 teams. The Giants can definitely pitch better than the Cubs. But if this game gets many runs whatsoever, the Cubs are probably the ticket here. That's why we love that over 3.5 team total. We think they get that one done. Next game up, also 7:41 Eastern time. Royals at home against the White Sox. White Sox win a shortened game on Sunday as that game got rained out. The Royals at home. Cole Reagan's back on the mound for the Royals. He did miss the start, so back in the starting rotation. And the Royals come out. They win 2 out of 3 against Baltimore. The wind's blowing out. Worst team in the league in home runs. They get 7 of them on Sunday. Maikel Garcia, who I've seen hit 3 home runs in a year, hits 2. By the way, Garcia, the last 2 games, 6 hits, 3 hits in each of the last couple games. Bobby Witt gets on the board. He was struggling Friday and Saturday quite a bit as he broke his 22-game hit streak, but he gets a homer on Sunday as well. The bats came alive And mainly, wind blowing out, and that Baltimore pitching staff definitely helps in that. The Royals are a $2.50 favorite here. It is juicy, folks. I'm not going to lie here. Cole Reagans has been a little bit of a question mark as of late as well. He is the Royals' ace. He's got the most dominating swing and miss stuff on their staff, but he has been in a little bit of trouble as of late. That's why you got to start off White Sox with Smith. Smith's pitched well. Honestly here, I think the White Sox can keep this game close. They can. I think the Royals figure something out. Hopefully all those home runs bleed a little bit over to going back to the homestand. They had a good road trip. They beat up on the Rays, and then they beat up on the Orioles. So go 4-2 on the road trip. It's a hell of a road trip. They come back home, I think, with a lot of confidence. This team still has to figure out how to hit consistently. Jonathan India, even though he goes 2 for 5 on Sunday, everybody was hitting the ball like crazy. There's still not a lot of protection for Bobby Witt. So, I'd love to see Miguel Garcia at the top of the lineup. When he's hit lead off, when India's been off for a couple of days, they were dominant. They came out and scored their 6 runs. This team needs to get closer to 5 runs a game. Now, they have better pitching starting-wise. That bullpen, though, except for Ursig, is still a huge question mark for them. Ursig is the ticket. Angel Zerpa, once again, gives up all kinds of runs. He did on Sunday. I know the wind's blowing out. I'll give a little bit of reprieve there, but by God, have the Royals not developed a reliever that can come up from the minors? Somebody that can get 3 outs later in the game besides Ursig. Estevez, even the closer, has been a little bit of a question mark. You thought going into the season, the 8th and the 9th were definitely going to be their cup of tea. The 8th has been with Ursig. The rest of the bullpen's been question mark after question mark after question mark. Anyway, in this game here, we do like the Royals after all that said. Take care of the White Sox. We'll pay you the juice. Royals money line -1.5, 2.5, 3.5 on the run line. Royals over 4.5 team total. Royals -0.5 a run, first 3, 5, and 7 innings. Bobby Witt, home run double. Over 2.5 hits, runs, RBIs. I know normally we play the 1.5. It is getting super juicy for this game. It's pushing -250. So had to go to over 2.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Also, Witt, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases, and 2+ hits. And Miguel Garcia, who's hotter than a firecracker right now, home run double, over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, 2+ total bases, 3+ total bases, 2+ hits. Next game up, 7:41 Eastern time as well. Astros, Brewers. Brewers get 1 out of 3 at home. They're at home again against the Stros. Raniel Blanco versus Myers. 2 teams that can struggle to score, and totals at 8.5. Do like Blanco a little bit in this spot. Money line front 5. Also, I would look at under 8.5 in this game as well. Next game up, Pirates travel to St. Louis. St. Louis sweeps the doubleheader on Sunday. Congrats, knocking the Mets off. Close games in both of those. Had to come back in both of those games. Modrinsky and Mikolas. So Mikolas has pitched well his last 2 outings. Congratulations. So do we trust him for 3? No. We don't. Total in this game's 8.5. Pirates struggled to score against the Padres all weekend. The difference is the Padres can pitch. Over 4.5 front 5. Over 8.5 for the game. Also, Pirates +0.5 run front 5 in that one. Next game up, Mets, D-backs. This one, though, back in Phoenix at 9:41 Eastern time. Ryan Nelson pitching for the D-backs here. Griffin Canning on the other side. D-backs come off an exciting win, but a game they should have dominated against the Phils on Sunday. It had to go to extras after they were up 7-1. How do you get a game that goes to extras after being up 7-1? It's called your bullpen is hot garbage. Eduardo Rodriguez, who we love to hate and love to fade, actually pitched pretty well. The only damage he did was giving up a solo shot to Bryce Harper. But other than that, Eduardo struck a lot of guys out, a lot of swing and miss stuff. His best start of the year, I thought. Diamondbacks in the Mets. Mets are a little bit of favored here. Mets, all of a sudden, the pitching starting to come unraveled, and they're having to score 6 to 7 runs a game. As we kind of thought that was going to happen to the Mets long term. We expected the Mets to be right around 90 wins, not on pace for 105. So the pitching coming back to earth a little bit in this spot. We do like the D-backs here. We're going to take them +1.5 for the game. We'll also take +0.5 run front 5. And don't be shocked as well in this one if the D-backs over 4.5 team total comes in as well. Next game up, and the last game on the board, 10:06 Eastern time. A's at home, Severino pitching here against the Mariners. A's get a big win, get a run in the ninth in order to win that game 3-2 on Sunday. So nice win for them. Watch out as the A's are right there in the race in the American League West. Are they going to make it to the playoffs? More than likely not. Do they have a chance of maybe going 500 this season? I think it's really there. It's all going to depend on their pitching, as the pitching really hasn't been that good so far, but their hitting lineup is definitely all there. Now, the Mariners come to town. This game's basically a toss-up as Severino's pitched better. Miller on the mound for the Mariners. Total at 9 in this one here. Mariners have struggled to score as late at the rate. They took 2 out of 3 from the Rangers. They put up a 10 spot and then struggled to score the next two. Definitely couldn't score much on Sunday against DeGrom in the bullpen, only getting a run. We like the A's in this particular spot here. Money line front 5, money line for the game. Look for Brent Rooker in this one as well. We always like Brent. JJ Bleday is kind of hot as well, so if you're looking for a couple batter props. All right, so we just went through all the slate of games, went through a bunch of bets. How do we get a chance to take a look at all those bets? No problem whatsoever. We got them posted in multiple spots on TikTok and YouTube channel pages, as well at the end of every episode on YouTube. It's a link to our Google Sheets, which is docs.google.com/spreadsheet, bunch of other stuff behind it. Click on that link. Go to the Baseball 2025 tab, scroll down to May 5th. You'll be able to see all of our bets, what juice we got those at, how many units wagered, what book we placed them at as well. So please check that out when you get some time. Do you like the content that you're seeing here and want to see some more? We'd love to have you along for the ride. All you have to do is hit follow or subscribe, depending on the social media platform you're watching us on. Will show up in your follow or subscriptions tab. Or make life simple for yourself. Turn on those notifications for that social media platform. Get a notification sent to your phone or device to let you know Sports Bets for Free has dropped a new episode of bets. Give you plenty of time to match those up with your bets and give you the ton of confidence sheet heading to the betting app or betting window. Also, private Discord channel available for all of you out there. We need you to subscribe through TikTok. Once you hit the subscribe button, pick the package. It's a few bucks per month. We will send you the invite as well to the Discord channel. Get all of these bets early. Get ahead of some line moves, juice moves, all that kind of fun stuff. Also, discussions going all the time on about anything you can possibly think of, sports related, on there as well. So feel free. Sign up for that Discord channel. Get in. If you're wagering over 100 per month, this is well worth an investment from somewhere to $6 to $25 per month. Help you get ahead of everything. Save some money on some of these juice moves as well. But an excellent opportunity for you to make some money sports wagering by following us and getting ideas from us, and then still making your own bets so that way you can claim they're yours, right? We do appreciate everybody's support as always, and we look forward to seeing you on the next episode.